Picture the deadliest animal on Earth. Right now, you are probably thinking of something with teeth. A shark circling under a swimmer. A lion in tall grass. Something big enough to look you in the eye. Here is the strange part. The deadliest animal alive is small enough to land on your fingertip. It has no teeth at all, and you have almost certainly killed a few of them this summer without even noticing. Today, we are going to climb the entire animal kingdom by size, starting with specks you can barely see and ending with the largest giants that have ever lived. And at each step, we will count one number: how many humans that animal kills in a single year. You would expect that number to climb as the animals get bigger. It does the exact opposite. And by the end, the staircase we build is going to flip everything you assume about danger upside down. We start at the very bottom, with animals under a centimeter long. And waiting for us in this bracket is the current, undisputed record holder for the deadliest creature on the planet, the mosquito. It weighs about as much as a single eyelash. It has no claws and no venom worth fearing. Nothing you could ever point to as a weapon. On its own, a mosquito is almost nothing. But a mosquito is rarely on its own. When it bites, it can pass tiny parasites and viruses straight into your blood, and the worst of them causes malaria. A single bite is enough. The parasite slips in, multiplies, and in a small child it can turn deadly within days. Add it all up, and mosquitoes are linked to roughly 700,000 human deaths every year, most of them young children in Africa. That is more people than any predator, any war, any natural disaster in an average year. So hold that number in your head. Roughly 700,000. Because from this point on, every animal we meet gets bigger, stronger, and better armed, and the body count only falls. Step up to the next bracket, animals a few centimeters across, and every instinct says the danger should rise. Instead, it drops, and the killer is almost a joke. It is a freshwater snail. The snail has no interest in you at all. What makes it deadly is the passenger it carries, a tiny worm-like parasite that causes a disease called schistosomiasis. People wade or swim in warm freshwater. The parasite leaves the snail, and it burrows in through bare human skin. Hundreds of millions of people are infected around the world, and the snail is tied to an estimated 14,000 deaths a year, though the true count is hard to pin down. Living in this same size range are two more animals you have never once feared: the tsetse fly, which spreads sleeping sickness, and the kissing bug, which spreads Chagas disease and is linked to around 10,000 deaths a year. Notice the pattern already forming. We are 2 brackets in, and the deadliest animals on Earth so far do not hunt, do not bite for food, and do not even know you exist. They just get inside you. Jump up once more to animals measured in tens of centimeters, and things get genuinely unsettling. The deadliest animal at this size is a worm, the roundworm, which can grow as long as a pencil, sometimes longer, living coiled inside a human intestine. People swallow the microscopic eggs from contaminated food or soil, and the worms grow inside them. Something close to 1 billion people may carry them, and heavy infections kill thousands every year, most of them children whose small bodies simply cannot cope. Now stop and count what we have. 3 animals into this climb, 3 of the deadliest creatures alive, and not one of them has a single tooth pointed at you. Not one of them is a predator. So what happens when we finally reach the size where the real hunters live, the animals built to kill? At around 1 meter long, we meet them, the predators. And the deadliest animal in this bracket is the one that has haunted human nightmares longer than any other: the snake. Venomous snakes, the cobras, the vipers, the kraits kill somewhere between 80,000 and 140,000 people every year, and they leave hundreds of thousands more permanently disabled, missing fingers, hands, whole limbs. That is a staggering toll, and it is still smaller than a mosquito's. But look who is sleeping right beside the snake in this same size bracket: a dog. Not through its bite alone, but through rabies. Once rabies reaches a person and the symptoms begin, it is almost always fatal, and dogs are behind the vast majority of human cases, roughly 60,000 deaths a year. The animal we trust most and the animal we fear most, standing at the exact same size, killing tens of thousands between them. If this climb is rewiring how you see danger, subscribe, because that is the whole point of this channel. Now we go bigger, into the size where the giants begin, 2 to 4 meters. This is the bracket the movies warned you about, the size where an animal can genuinely see a human as a meal. First, the crocodile. A big one can weigh as much as a small car and snap its jaws shut with the strongest bite force ever recorded in a living animal. It waits underwater, invisible, for something to step too close. Crocodiles are blamed for hundreds, and by some estimates close to 1,000, human deaths a year, though the truth is nobody counts carefully, because they happen on remote rivers far from any record keeper. Beside it stands the hippo, often called the most dangerous large animal in Africa. People picture a slow, comical thing. It is a plant eater, but it is fiercely territorial. It can outrun you on land, and it will capsize a boat and go after the people in the water, killing an estimated 500 a year. So watch the number. The animals turned enormous. The bite turned lethal, and the yearly death toll fell from tens of thousands to a few hundred. The pattern is holding, and at the very top of the size ladder, it breaks in the strangest way of all. The giants. The biggest animals on Earth, and the ones every instinct screams should be the deadliest of them all. Start with the elephant. Several tons of muscle, fast, and genuinely dangerous when it feels threatened. Elephants kill a few hundred people a year, more than you would ever guess. But now, keep climbing and watch the number collapse. The great white shark, the animal an entire film industry spent 50 years turning into the face of fear, is responsible for only a handful of human deaths a year, often fewer than 10 in the whole world. And right at the summit, the blue whale, the largest animal that has ever lived, longer than 3 school buses, has a yearly human kill count of essentially 0. The single biggest creature in the history of the planet is, to you, one of the gentlest and safest things in the ocean. So step back and look at the whole staircase we just built. The smallest animals, the ones you cannot even feel land on your skin, kill in the hundreds of thousands. The mid-sized ones kill in the tens of thousands. The predators kill in the thousands. And the giants, the sharks, and the whales you were trained your whole life to fear kill a few hundred, then a few, then none at all. Danger does not grow as animals get bigger. It shrinks. The entire time you were scanning the water for a fin and the grass for a lion, the deadliest animal on the planet was the tiny, near-weightless thing you can flatten against your own arm without even looking. You have probably killed one this week and forgotten it in a second, which leaves one last question hanging. If the smallest animal is the most dangerous of all, then how small does it go? What is the tiniest thing we can still call an animal, and could something too small for your eyes to catch be deadlier than every creature on this list combined? That is where the story gets truly strange, and that is exactly where we go next.